Guys, welcome to the latest episode of this Unbelievable Life. Today I have Jenni Ransom with me, and she's going to be talking about the top 10 reasons why you should use a travel advisor. Jenni is the owner and vacation designer with Pink Suitcase Travel. She is a member of the American Society of Travel Advisors and Cruise Lines International Association. She was born and raised in Southern Indiana, and she developed her love of travel when studying abroad at UE's sister school, Harlexton University in Grantham, England. She and her husband, Leif, love experiencing the world through travel with their two children, ages 16 and 12. And let me just interject, traveling with your children at those ages is so fun and creating those family memories. But she, from weekend trips in the Midwest to longer European trips, and then they often include her parents who are in their early 60s in many trips. And she has learned the tricks of creating trips that everyone loves and building memories that will last a lifetime. Jenni, take it away.
First of all, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it. I was very excited to share with you all a little bit about why to use a travel advisor. In this day and age, with all of the availability to book your own travel online, a lot of people ask me, what is a travel advisor? First of all, is that like the old school travel agent? And then also, why do I need a travel agent, or why do I need a travel advisor? And so this is something that I get asked a lot. And so I just wanted to kind of clarify and kind of help everyone understand a little bit more about what we do. First of all, a travel advisor is actually someone who went to school to become a travel advisor. So we do trainings and all types of certifications in order to become travel advisors. A travel agent is someone who went to college to become a travel agent. So you actually have a designation as a travel agent if you have your degree in that. So I am actually a travel advisor, and I have been trained to be a travel advisor in all areas of travel. I do everything from cruising to all-inclusives, European trips. I also work with river cruising in Europe, which is a really cool new thing. It's been around for a while, but it's really gaining a lot of popularity lately, and people are excited about getting into that. So yeah, I've actually done a lot of certifications and a lot of traveling. So it's been a wonderful experience so far. I've been with my company. I've had it for 3 years now. I actually got started in the pandemic in 2019, which was a really interesting time to get into travel. But I was able to take that time to figure out who my best vendors were. So I was able to narrow down to about a dozen vendors that I really think are great to work with. They're really good with my clients. They're really good working with me. And they make sure that my clients have the best trip possible. So that was a really good experience, actually, trying to turn a positive out of a negative, but it was excellent. So I wanted to kind of touch base on why you would want to use a travel advisor. And the first thing is that we add value. So value by booking your trip through a travel advisor, we actually give you certain perks that are passed down to us from our vendors. So it may be that your breakfast is included. It may be that you have a transfer included to your resort. Little things that the vendors give us to pass down to our clients just by booking with a travel advisor. The second thing is that we literally save hours of your time. So most people spend about as much time, if not more, researching a trip as they are going to spend on the trip. So we help to eliminate that time. This is what I do day in, day out. So most likely when a client comes to me and says, hey, I'm looking at going to Punta Cana in June, I've already booked 3 Punta Cana trips recently. I've already done that research, and I know what is going on in that area. I know what resorts are good. I know who's the best supplier to book that through, who has the best airfare right now. And so I literally save you all of that time and research of sitting on your laptop and scrolling through and trying to figure out where to go, what the best place is, and also reading reviews. Reviews we all know are not 100% accurate. Some of those reviews are put on there by rivaling or by competition. Some of those reviews are paid, and so they are exaggerated. And some of them are legitimate, but when you're reading reviews, the most important thing to do is take it with a grain of salt, because it's probably not 100% accurate. Good chance that it's not going to be accurate. And everyone's experiences are different. So just keep that in mind. Again, we are the experts. So I do tons of training. I sit with suppliers. I travel to these destinations. I go to the resorts and actually experience them firsthand. If I have not been to a resort, I have a network of other travel advisors that have traveled to those resorts that are happy to share that information. And as do I share information with them. So it's a really nice system that we have going, and we can really be able to experience things firsthand or get experience firsthand from those individuals. So we are the experts. It is all about you. So number 4, it's all about you. The way that we do our booking is we are not cookie cutter. I'm not going to ever put a listing out there online that's going to say, here is for 4 people flying to Punta Cana. Again, we'll say Punta Cana for June and staying at this resort with this all-inclusive package and transfers, everything's built in, and here's the price, because that may not be what your family's needs are. So I actually sit down and talk to each individual person and make sure that I understand what they are needing and what their travel style is. Everyone has a different travel style, and that's a whole other segment that we can talk about. But everybody has their own unique travel style, and learning that and understanding that, and then making the vacation designed around that individual is really, really important to making sure that you have the best experience. Number 5, so logistics are our jam. Logistics are so important, especially when doing the bigger bucket list trips like Europe or Asia is coming back. Figuring out those step-to-step process of how do we get from one place to another and then to the next place, and how will we stay there, and how will we transfer all of our luggage. I sit down and put everything into an itinerary software that helps me figure out exactly where we have gaps in between and how to transition from one thing to another. So it is really nice to have someone that's in your corner to help you figure out the logistics of all of that, because that is where the nightmare is, really. For a lot of people, it's figuring out, okay, yes, we can get to Europe, but how do we get from one city to another? And how do we get to our hotel while we're there? Do they have Uber? These are a lot of questions that I get. And so I help to sit down and organize that and help figure out point A to point B to point C, D, E, F, G. Because in a lot of cases, especially in those European trips, there's a lot of moves. So that is the logistics are our jam. Number 6, we work for you, and we do not work for the travel supplier. So a lot of people think that when they come to a travel advisor that they are going to be pushed into booking one certain type of hotel or one certain type of airline, because they think that we have been somehow compensated by them in order to kind of push one product over another. That is never the case. We are always looking at what supplier is best for the client. Again, this goes back to not creating cookie cutter vacations. We're looking to create a vacation that's customized for you. And so sometimes it is price as a driver. Sometimes it is that the level of luxury may push us towards one supplier over another. Certain amenities like snorkeling or scuba diving. If scuba diving was something that you're interested in, there's certain suppliers that actually even include scuba diving in with your trip package. So we kind of look at which supplier is best for you, and we're not pushing for one supplier. Number 7 is that if there was an emergency, we are not officially, I don't think, post-pandemic yet, but we are officially post-lockdown. And so travel has continuously changed since the pandemic. It continues to change as far as rules and regulations, testing, not testing, vaccinations, not vaccination. We constantly keep up to date on that, but the things that can potentially happen within a trip are numerous. The amount of times that planes go on strike, airlines have cancellation. We have where in Europe where they will go on just like a 3-week strike, and then people cannot get home. It's figuring out those things. So you have a travel advisor for that purpose too. If you were to have an emergency in destination or while you're traveling to your destination, you can reach out to that travel advisor. We have lines that we're able to use to get a hold of those suppliers to see if we can help work out something on our end. We also can advise on, here's what I would do if you cannot get on a flight in Europe because it's been canceled, they're on strike. We don't know how long they're going to be on strike, then we can figure out, okay, here's what I would do. You're going to take the train over to this city, and then you're going, so we will have to help in real time figure out the logistics again of how to get you home. So you do have those emergency services if needed. We also, number 8, we can assess opportunity that you may not be aware of. So there is a lot of times whenever you're traveling to a destination, there's so much research to be done. But you also want to know what are the perks of the area, where's the best place to stay, what type of tours can we do from there, and you don't know what you don't know, right? So we help you to be able to figure out in destination what are the best opportunities for you. And then pair those, again, going back to not creating cookie cutter vacations, it's pairing those to your personal style and making sure that you understand, here is, you can do this, but if you're interested, we could add on an extra additional package where you could have the ability to have a butler in service for your honeymoon, and they could come and bring you coffee on the beach in the morning. You can actually experience this just for this much more money. You can have this opportunity to do that. And so offering those additional amenities and options for individuals that will help them to, I would say, enhance their experience. So just assessing those options that you may not be aware of. We'll be honest if asked about a resort or cruise line. I will say this lightly, is I'm never going to actually put down something, but I will give my honest opinion of a resort or of a cruise line or of a ship that I've been on, because I want to make sure that it's the best experience for my clients. And in doing that, you have to really be constantly looking. So when I'm at the properties or I'm on a ship, I'm constantly asking myself, would this be good for someone that had a handicapped child? Would this be a good option for someone that had a disability that they couldn't get around this ship with? Would this be a good place for honeymooners? Is there a lot of children in the water? Is it geared more towards families? Is it geared more the food level? Trying different foods in the resorts. It's really nice to know, if somebody is very much a foodie, or if they really prefer to stick more to chicken and potatoes and hamburgers. And that's fine. But not every resort is going to offer those Americanized options. They may be more based around the culture of the destination. So really knowing those things up front, and then I'll be honest about anything that I'm asked about. Within reason, of course, I always give a very general opinion of it, because just because it's not my taste doesn't mean that it's not someone else. So I try to make sure that I'm open and thinking about who's going to be going to those destinations. And then the 10th one is to know the value of your vacation time. And we really have to understand that your vacation time is precious. You may only be given a few weeks out of the entire year to travel. And so we want to make sure that you're spending your time most effectively and getting the most out of it, whether it's relaxation or whether it's that you want to tour a new destination that you've never been to, and just feel enriched coming home. We offer all of those options. And so just knowing the value of that time, and then we want to make sure that you protect it. So if you're traveling with us, we always strongly advise trip insurance. If your plans were to change or something would happen and you couldn't travel for any reason, then we want to make sure that you have that trip insurance so that your vacation is protected and that we can get you back on that vacation at another point. So it's really important to us. So those are our 10 values of using a travel advisor. And really the easiest way to get a hold of us to see about if you're interested in booking your next vacation, or you just want to talk about that dream trip you've always wanted to do but just haven't gotten around to it, or can't figure out exactly how it's going to work or how long it's going to take or how much money it's going to cost, we're happy to sit down and chat with you about that. The best way to get a hold of us is by going onto our website. It's www.pinksuitcasetravel.co. And if you go on there, you'll actually see a form that'll say reach out to us. You can just click that and put your information in there, and we'll get back with you and set up a time to just have a quick chat and see if it's a good fit to work together. So that's it. Thank you so much, Nikki, for having me. And hopefully I'll come back again and talk about all the cool destinations.
Well, I am so glad to get to hear all of these fabulous tips. And yes, you will definitely be back to tell us about, it sounds like you have been quite the world traveler, and I can't wait to hear more. But in the meantime, I just wanted to reiterate how important it is to nail down your logistics for a trip and how the world is truly changing. Bob and I, were in Spain right before the pandemic hit. And then the first opportunity that we started traveling again after. And it was something that I truly missed and had that strong wanderlust. And, travel is so fun, but it can be so enriching to you, your children, your family. So definitely you guys give Jenni a buzz if you'd like to schedule something to confer with her. And I just want to thank each and every one of you for listening to this unbelievable life today. Take care and have a blessed and wonderful rest of the day.